All right, what is up, guys? VV back with another video, and today we're going to be going over the red cards from OP-05, Awakening of the New Era set. So spoiler warning, there's going to be some spoilers ahead. You've been warned, and yeah, let's go ahead and hop straight into this, guys, because you know we got a lot of cards to go over. All right, so first up we have Inazuma. This is a 3-cost, 4,000 power, red / attribute, 1,000 counter Revolutionary Army character that has the effect: if you have a character with 7,000 power or more other than this character gains rush. So right away you start thinking, we do have to consider, let's go ahead and look at Bello Betty real quick. We want to keep this in mind, and also Sabo, but really I think we want to look at Bello Betty when we're looking through all these cards. And she has the ability to give plus 3,000 to 3 of your Revolutionary Army type characters or characters with a trigger during this turn. Okay, so we need to consider that right away. So this card with Bello Betty, and remember one more thing, Bello Betty does not require an activation cost with Dawn. You just trash a Revolutionary Army type card from your hand. So, theoretically, you'll be able to do this, pretty efficiently, I think. This effect, I think you're going to be able to do pretty often. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to rate everything. I think on paper, this card right here is a nice 6 out of 10, where yes, you're going to need to establish a body before getting the full benefit of this character. But, we'll have to see how these characters look and how strong they're going to be, how sturdy they're going to be at staying alive. Because if we can get a lot of resilient bodies on the board that are Revolutionary Army type or with triggers, all of a sudden we're looking at a top tier, S tier deck that's might be broken, right? So, okay, let's keep going. But again, I give it a 6. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. Because, the other thing to consider is this is a 3-cost, 4,000 power, 1,000 counter character with this effect. It's only 1,000 power off of being a vanilla character. So I'm going to go 6.5 out of 10 with this. This is potentially a very powerful card. Okay, next up we have Emporio Ivankov. This is a 4-cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter character that is special attributes and Revolutionary Army type. It has the effect, activate main once per turn. If this character has 7,000 power or more, play up to 1 Revolutionary Army type character card with 5,000 power or less other than Emporio Ivankov from your hand. Okay, well, right away I'm seeing a combo here, right? This is just right away something I think of where, wait, activate main once per turn if this character has 7,000 power or more. Activate main. So you will have to maybe, well, I don't know, I guess you could attach 2 Dawn, because what I was going to say was you won't be able to use Bello Betty's effect with this, but you will, because you can attach 2 Dawn to get him to 7,000 or do some type of buff, which will allow you to activate this character, dropping down your Inazuma. Well, this card will now have rush because this character will be 7,000 power or more, and there you go. Now you can activate your Bello Betty if you have a Revolutionary Army card to trash, and you're swinging for a lot, right? So that seems very good. This card actually seems excellent because it has the ability to cheat cards into play. And remember, that's my number one concern with Bello Betty is, can this leader establish a board so that it can reap the benefits of having the incredible leader effect that it does have? So this card I'm going to give an 8.5 out of 10. I'm going to give this card an 8.5 out of 10 because, yet again, this is a 4-cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter character with this effect. That stat line is nearly vanilla. Like, it's already just a decent card by itself. But it also has this incredible effect. So yeah, that very, very solid card here. Okay, next up we have Karasu, or Karasu. Not sure how to say that. Okay, another good stat line. 4-cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter. It is a red special attribute, Revolutionary Army type character. With it has 2 effects here. That seems insane that it also has a counter and 2 effects with that stat line. So let's see what this is. On play, if you're a leader excuse me, on play, if your leader has the Revolutionary Army type, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 1,000 power during this turn. When attacking, if this character has 7,000 power or more, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 1,000 power during this turn. Yeah, that's pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. Wow. I cannot believe this card has a counter on it. Like that I know that seems crazy. Like maybe I should be more concerned that it has 5,000 power. Maybe it should only have 4,000. I don't know. I think this card would see play if it was a 4-cost, 4,000 power with no counter on it. That's how strong I think that effect is. You're going to be able to target their blockers if they're in your way, you know, or if they have blockers that are tapped sideways, you can minus 1,000 their power, start smashing those. You can target their leader to give that minus 1,000 power, and now you're hitting even easier. This card is a very, very strong 9 out of 10 for me. I want to give it higher than that. It's probably higher than that, but I don't know. Something about it doesn't sit right with me. I'm just going to go 9 out of 10. That when attacking, having 7,000 power is just going to be so easy to do. You can just attach 2 Dawn and get that effect. Which would be worth it every time, because it also turns on other effects, you know, from where is it? From Inazuma as well. Wow, just incredible. So far, this leader, Bello Betty, is getting a lot of love. Like this leader is getting a lot of love right away. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Koala. Another. So this is a 2-cost, 3,000 power, 2,000 counter. Strike attribute Revolutionary Army type character with an effect of, on play, if your leader has the Revolutionary Army type, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 3,000 power during this turn. Okay, I guess they learned their lesson with how strong like Otama was, and they leader locked this effect and made it 1,000 power more. Very strong 2K counter and auto include. I think I've said this before, but 2K counters I immediately rank at 7.5 out of 10, like bare minimum, before even reading the effect, because it's a 2K counter and it can go in any deck. So I would give this one a 9 out of 10, because that effect is actually incredible with red that deals with cost manipulation. So I would give this one at least an 8.5 out of 10, but maybe even a 9 out of 10. It's everything you want in a 2K counter. And it is a Revolutionary Army, so you're going to be able to use this offensively or defensively, right? Defensively, for obvious reasons, this is 2K counter. But offensively, if this is in your hand and you're trying to get the you know, you have a Karasu and an Emporio Ivankov on the board, well, okay, you just trash the Koala from hand to do Bello Betty's ability, or well, actually, excuse me, hang on, you don't do that first. First, you attach 2 Dawn to Ivankov to put her to 7K, activate her main, throw down Inazuma, he now has Rush, then you trash the Koala, activate Bello Betty, and you're swinging for 7,000, 10,000, and 8,000. And now when you're attacking, you're going to give something minus 1,000 as well from that. So far seems good, I'm not going to lie. That seems incredible. Oh, and we got a Sabo. 6-cost, 7,000 power Sabo. For some reason, it doesn't have a 1K counter. You know, what in the world? Everything else did. You know, like literally what? Every single one of these had 1K counters with those effects. So, okay, let's see what Sabo does. 6-cost, 7,000 power, red character, special attribute, Revolutionary Army type. Effect, on play. Okay, KO up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a total power of 4,000 or less. And we literally just saw Koala. We literally just saw this card. So, if you play this for 2... all of a sudden you're hitting 2 characters that are going to be 6,000 power or less. So that's like a 5K and a 1K, or a 4K and a 2K, you know, or excuse me, I don't even know how to do math. It's a 7,000 power or less, excuse me. So that could be a 5K and a 2K. That could be a 6K and a 1K, or just a 7K. Like I was saying, I mean, you could just knock out a Sakazuki with this, or, you know, fill in the blank, whatever 7,000 power character. Or like I said, just knock out 2 smaller bodies. So, yep, seems good. I'm gonna rate this one. I think this by itself, it's not insane. I think this does require you to have something like Koala or Karasu, however you say that name. You're gonna want those in play. but then it just becomes insane. So I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because by itself, it's very mediocre. Like, you know, KOing a 4,000 power card on a, you know, for 6 is nothing crazy, especially in red, right? For 4 costs, we can KO a 6,000 power, you know, with the jet pistol. You know, for 5 costs, we're getting a 3,000 power with Marco. So, you know, but yeah, this card, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Very solid. Okay, Chaco. This is an Alabasta type character. 5 costs, 6,000 power, red / attribute, 1,000 counter, if I didn't already say that. Alabasta type character. And it has Dawn ×1, activate main once per turn. So that's not when attacking. That is a activate main once per turn. Give up to 2 rested Dawn cards to your leader or one of your characters. Give up to 2 rested Dawn cards to your leader or one of your characters. Okay, so that's just a nice little momentum type card. Excuse me. I don't think this is anything crazy, but maybe this will help Vivi see a little more, you know, get a little more love, see a little more action, however you say it. Excuse me. I'm just going to give this card a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's crazy, but I don't think it's bad. Okay, let's keep going. Next up, we have Toto, or Toto. I don't know how to say this person's name. This is a 1 cost, 0 power, 2,000 counter for Alabasta. Effect on play, draw 1 card if your leader has 0 power or less. So, okay, a little bit of love for Vivi again, because there were ways to reduce the leader's cost by 5,000 to get her to 0. This will let you draw a card if you need to, and then it's a 2k counter. That's fine. 7.5 out of 10 because it's a 2k counter with a decent effect. Okay, next we have Nico Robin, a 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter, red strike attribute character with Straw Hat type that has the effect of on play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 1,000 power or less. That's weird. You know, I don't really see this seeing play, but who knows? Maybe the Straw Hat crew already has, you know, access. Well, I don't know. I guess this is at least Straw Hat crew searchable. I was going to say they already had access to Vista if they were going for cheap removal. So I don't really see this as being that great for what it, like Red already has something better than this. I feel like, even though this is Straw Hat crew searchable, it's weird that it's like a searcher stat, right? It's a 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter. I thought it was a searcher at first, and then I read the effect, and it's an on play KO 1,000 powerless character. Who knows? It might be a decent tech card, but I don't think this will see much play. I'm just going to go with just insanely average 5 out of 10. Just extremely middle of the road 5 out of 10. Okay, next up we have Bartholomew Kuma. This is a 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter, 7 Warlords of the Sea Revolutionary Army type character, strike attribute, and on play, it has an effect on play, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2,000 power or less, and then it has trigger if your leader is multicolored, play this card. So, I mean, right away, I see this is better than Nico Robin. I don't know. No, I don't know. It costs 1 more, but it's just, you know, what's the difference between a 1 cost and a 2 cost is almost irrelevant, right? Because, oh, you can play this on turn 1, right? Well, who cares? Because there's nothing to KO on turn 1. You know what I mean? If you went first, then you don't get to KO anything because they don't have anything on the board. Whereas if you went second, this actually does, right? This actually would KO their Nico Robin or their Nami or something, right? I don't know. Not a huge fan of the Nico Robin card. This card, though, very solid. It's Revolutionary Army. Using Bello Betty's ability, this is a 5,000 power, you know, swinger, and it has trigger and multicolored, or trigger if your leader is multicolored, play this card. Yeah, this card right here is solid. I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. I think this card does everything you need it to. Okay, next up we have Hack. This is a 3 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter, vanilla, Fishman Revolutionary Army type character, strike character. Yep, so 5 out of 10. Just insanely average. Okay. Next up, we have Bunny Joe. Okay, 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter, blocker for Revolutionary Army. So this is just the 2 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter blocker. That's going to be Revolutionary Army type. This is just, I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's nothing crazy. It's just, you know, it's what you would expect. It's probably really like a 5 out of 10. It's just average. Okay, it is range type, which is interesting for a blocker. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but I will. Okay, next up we have a 3 cost, 4,000 power, 1,000 counter, Pell, / attribute, Alabasta type, effect, Dawn ×1, when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power during this turn. So more power reduction, that's always good. That's just, it's like a blanket good effect, right? It's just good across the board no matter how you play it, because you can either reduce the cost of a blocker's power so that they're easier to run over, or you can lower someone's cost and get them in the range of a jet pistol or a Marco or whatever, whatever your effect is. And there's another Pell from OP-04, I believe, that's Alabasta, that can KO something that's a 4,000 or a 5,000 power or less. I can't remember. So with this effect in play as well, it's even stronger. So I'm just going to give this a 6 out of 10. I don't think it's anything crazy. It's just a nice solid effect. Okay, next. Okay, Bello Betty. This is a 1 cost, 2,000 power, 1,000 counter Searcher, Revolution Army, red special attribute type character. It has on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Revolutionary Army type character type card, excuse me, not character card, type card, other than Bello Betty, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So here's your Searcher for Revolutionary Army. Just 7 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. It's just, the same as all the other Searchers. Okay, Morley. This is a 3 cost, 5,000 power, special attribute, red character. That is a giant / Revolutionary Army type character card. It has the effect of when attacking, if this character has 7,000 power or more, your opponent cannot activate blocker during this battle. Wow. Trigger, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. So it is vanilla statted with no counter. It's 3 cost, 5,000 power. That's what you'd expect for 3 cost. But the effect is if this character has 7,000 power or more, your opponent cannot activate a blocker during this battle. The effect is not insane. The trigger is nice. The effect is just mediocre, but I like the trigger and its Revolutionary Army type. I'm going to give this like about a 6.5 out of 10. Nothing too crazy. This is like probably one of the weakest Revolutionary Army cards we've seen so far, and it's still very playable. So let's keep going. I wonder if this is going to be like this is like the Dressrosa of OP-05. Like OP-04 had a very strong archetype or type in Dressrosa. It was just self-sufficient and it all came from one set and it was just very good. Well, I'm wondering if Revolutionary Army is going to be that, type or whatever for red or excuse me, for OP-05. That's definitely how it seems. So, all right, now we got Lindbergh here. This is a 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1,000 counter, red Minx Revolutionary Army type character, special attribute. It has effect when attacking. If this character has 7,000 power or more, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. Okay, just excellent. Very easy to hit 7,000. He's already 5,000. Trigger, you may trash 1 card from your hand. If your leader is multicolored, play this card. So remember, for those who saw my my leader review video, remember my one, not complaint, but my one concern for Bello Betty was, will she be able to get enough characters to stick to the board? Well, seeing all these trigger characters, my thoughts now are yes, it will. Because you're going to get these cards for free. Lindbergh, play this card. Morley, play this card. There was another one as well, wasn't there? This guy, Bartholomew Kuma, play this card. So you're going to be able to get cards from your life triggers. Yeah, just very strong. As far as this character goes, that effect is excellent. It doesn't require any Dawn investment, but you're probably going to turn him into a 7K, just by attaching Dawn or by using Bello Betty's ability or effect, the leader's effect. And now you're KOing up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. It all goes together with Karasu, excuse me, whatever his name was. Karasu, I think his name was. This guy, Karasu, and you can reduce the cost by 1,000. Koala, reduce the cost by 3,000. You just have so much synergy going on already. Very nice. And then yeah. So it has the trigger as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this card. This is like an 8.5 out of 10 for me. This card right here. I'm gonna be on the safe side and say 7.5 out of 10. This card is very good. I lean towards a higher number than what I gave it, but I'm gonna be on the safe side here. I think this card is like a 7.5 out of 10. It's like the not Sabo, the Sanji card from Yellow that came out in OP-04. It's a blocker. It's a 4-cost 5K. It has a counter. Trigger, you can play it. It's just never a dead card. And then when it's attacking, you get this potentially insane effect, right? Just awesome. Just really, really powerful. I give it a 7.5 out of 10, bare minimum. Realistically, a little higher. Okay, now we got some events. Emporio Energy Hormone, 3-cost red event, Revolutionary Army type. It has effect counter. Up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. Then play up to one Revolutionary Army type character card with 5,000 power or less from your hand. Wow. So again, here I was concerned with cards not sticking. Well, they made sure that would not be the case, because you're going to be able to pay 3, protect your card, and play another card with 5,000 power or less. Wow. So that actually, sorry guys, I got to click off real quick to go to it, to get back to the front here. So that could hit Inazuma, that could hit Emporio Ivankov, and that can hit Karasu, right? Or am I crazy? 5,000 power or less from your hand. Yeah, that's wild. And then trigger, play up to one Revolutionary Army type character card with 5,000 power or less from your hand. So it's the second part. Whew, that's very good, guys. That is very, very strong. I'm going to give this event like an 8.5 out of 10. This event is actually just excellent. It does cost a little bit for it does cost a decent amount for a counter, but it's allowing you to cheat cards into play. It's allowing you to protect things. I think it's, and then it has a good trigger. 8.5, maybe even 9 out of 10. I don't know. That very. Y'all tell me what y'all think about this card. Am I overselling this card, or is it as good as I think it is? Okay, next up we have Fire Fist. Okay, this is a 2-cost red Revolutionary Army type event card called Fire Fist. That has effect main. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 4,000 power during this turn. Then, if you have 2 or less life cards, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 0 power or less. Okay, and then trigger, activate this card's main effect. So this is just going to flat out KO a 4K or less, right? If you have 2 or less life cards. Yeah. And you're going to have other ways to reduce their cost as well with cards like Koala, cards like, what did we just, I think we just saw one that reduced their cost. No, not that. This increases our cost. I don't remember. I think there was also a card that reduced cost, but just very strong. Minus 4,000 powers, nothing crazy by itself, but like I said, when you combo it, it becomes very good. Karasu, I think that was the other one. Yeah. I give this card's not crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie. It does require setup, so I give this one a 5.5 out of 10. Next up, we have 4,000 Brick Fist. Excuse me. This is a 2-cost red event for Fishman Revolutionary Army type. It has the effect of up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Not this battle, this turn. And then KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 2,000 power or less. Trigger, up to one of your leader character cards gains plus 1,000 power during this turn. So it's 2,000 for the main effect, 1,000 for the trigger, and again, it's for the entire turn. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good card. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is very good. This is gonna help you survive against decks that do swing wide if you're trying to survive. Excuse me, if that becomes an issue, which, you know, I don't know. This is a card. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry, my throat's all messed up. I got my allergies. This is a card I'm waiting for in black. Like, I want a card I want more defensive events in black. But either way, I think this card is good. I just give this a 6.5 out of 10. It's not something you really want to play, but you're going to end up playing it, right? It's just fine. So, okay, let's keep going. I'm going to give it, like I said, a 6.5 out of 10. Okay, last card for red. We have Revolutionary Army Headquarters. 1-cost red Revolutionary Army type stage. Not even a stage. It has the effect of activate main. You may trash 1 card from your hand and rest this stage. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 Revolutionary Army type card. It can be a character or event. And add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So just a nice little searcher event. Stage. Excuse me. Just a nice 7 out of 10. It's just a nice searcher. Actually, I'll go 6.5 out of 10 because the searchers are actually a little bit better, like the actual character searchers, because they can be turned into weapons, right? Whereas this is just a stage that sits on the board. it's not bad, but it's not as good as a character searcher in my opinion. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Okay, guys, that's it for red. Bello Betty got a lot of support, a lot more than I thought she would. And, yeah, I see... So, you know, let's just... So if you're running 4, 8, 12, I'm just like adding 4 of each of these, right? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And then 24 for Kuma. And then you have the 28 for Bello Betty here. And then 36. I mean, you've got pretty much a 36 card deck just already made, where you just have to splash like 14 extra cards to make the Bello Betty deck start running. And you don't have to run it at exact numbers of 4. You can, you know, go up and down. You know, maybe you only run 3 Sabos, right? Maybe you only run 2 of this 3-cost 5K guy. Or maybe you do run all 4. I'm just brainstorming, right? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But Bello Betty definitely got a lot of excellent support. And it reminds me a lot of how Rebecca got all the support she got in OP-04. This seems like it's the Rebecca deck of OP-05, or you know that the archetype that got all the love. But we'll see. I haven't seen all the other you know, characters, or excuse me, yeah, all the other colors yet. So we'll see what all happens. But overall, I think Red got some incredible stuff, specifically the Revolutionary Army stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to see how that goes. Or maybe I can, right? Maybe I'm not. Maybe this is going to be broken. We'll have to see. Only time will tell. All right, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Please don't be afraid to leave your comments in the comment section below. Share what you think. What are your thoughts on it, right? What do you think? And until next time, guys, peace.